Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
The National Stock Exchange of India has been actively involved with initiatives to educate the young generation of our country on the importance of financial management. One such initiative is NSE Fin Wiz that focuses on educating and advising the young workforce of the country on wealth management to enhance financial literacy and to empower
Insurance
them.
is for protection and investment is for growth.
Another program facilitated by NSE IPFT is NSE Financial Quest. This inter-school financial quiz contest goes an extra mile by educating the young students on fundamentals of finance.
On the buzzer, what is this?
It's the formula for the simple interest.
Simple interest is the right answer.
Under the NSE Financial Quest Base Camps banner, the program engages students around the year through workshops on various topics, projects, interactive videos and quizzes.
DiCaprio is bouncing checks of Pan Am.
Plus 75 on that. Plus 75.
To facilitate these two programs, NSE along with CNBC TV18 has travelled across the country to bridge the wide knowledge gap in terms of finance. In this episode of NSE Fin Wiz, we are all set to achieve our objectives once again by gauging young professionals in a new city.
Hello and welcome to Season 4 of NSE Fin Wiz, powered by CNBC TV18. I'm your host Mridhu Bhandari, and today my team and I are in Noida at the headquarters of one of the country's leading manufacturers of fast-moving electrical goods, Havells India.
Havells India Limited is one of India's leading fast-moving electrical goods manufacturers, producing a wide range of world-class industrial and consumer electrical products. The company has an extremely strong global presence across 50 countries with manufacturing units in China, Europe, Africa and Latin America, apart from 7 manufacturing locations in India. Havells India owns some of the most prestigious Indian brands like Havells, Crabtree, Standard Electric and Promtech. NSE Fin Wiz, along with CNBC TV18, visited the headquarters of Havells in Noida to understand the thoughts and notions of their employees on wealth management and financial planning with the theme Dreams Come True.
I believe that financial literacy is very important for today's generation, because in our parents and before that they were quite conservative in their spending and all that, but we feel that we spend a lot and we save a little less. So it's very important to save and invest right so that it can defeat the inflation as well as meet the goals of the individual.
My investment plan is a mix of equities, mutual funds and gold ETFs as of now. So it's been more towards the high growth equities and high growth plans because I think I can take the risk right now.
I dream of achieving a good lifestyle where I can meet the aspirations I have for myself, for my family, so that I can give a better lifestyle for maybe a bigger house, a better lifestyle, maybe a vacation to outside country, maybe in a year or two, and buying a better luxury car. So these are the aspirations.
Welcome to NSE Fin Wiz, powered by CNBC TV18. I'm in Noida today at the headquarters of Havells India, and I'm joined by a panel of experts who are going to conduct a financial planning and wealth management workshop here for the employees. On the panel today, Tanveer Alam, CEO and founder of fincard.com, and Harsh Rungta, chartered accountant and SEBI registered investment advisor. Welcome, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us at the Havells India office today. And as you can see, the employees here are very excited to have you. So first off, I want to start off with the trends that especially Indian youth has as far as saving and investing is concerned. So traditionally, we've been a society that's been good at saving, but are we equally good at multiplying our money? Tanveer, would you like to start?
Yes, India as a country, we have had a high savings rate, almost 30%. Now, but I would like to segregate this based on the generations. Okay. The earlier generation used to save a little bit more. The current generation, what we have realized, because of the booming consumption, the mushrooming malls, and the ability to spend money, easy availability of loans and credit, the consumption has gone a little bit high. Now, we somehow try to copy or go the Western world type. And if you go to the Western world type, in the Western world, a lot of youngsters land up in huge amount of debt, which we see out here also to some extent, not to that extent, to some extent getting replicated. People are earning a lot, but somehow they're not saving good enough. Okay? So this is the trend which is happening. If you're not doing, congratulations and good job, I think.
Mr. Rungta, how much is good enough?
Okay, that's a lovely question in terms of how much should I invest for my future. And and the other question that say Tanveer asked, when we ask people, okay, why don't you invest? And he says, where is the money, right? I think a good way to decide to invest is first invest, then spend, okay? And a good rule, if you are young, a good rule is the good old 80-20 rule, where you first put away 20%, okay, and you make sure that what is available to you is only the balance 80%. Put that away 20% in a manner that it gets deducted out of your pay before you are in a position to spend it. I think that is the best thing that you can do. If you are older and haven't really been investing so far, obviously that percentage will have to be higher. If you are doing that much investment and you're doing reasonably wise investments, then I think, and you don't have outlandish goals, I think that kind of investment, provided you start early, should see you through to most of your goals.
Right. So the overarching theme of this season of Finwiz is dreaming big, because this is a generation that really does dream big. We want the best education, we want high-paying jobs, we want overseas vacations, a house, car, whatnot, you name it, and the youth wants it. So how should one set financial goals along with life goals? How do you peg them together, Tanveer?
See, basically, there are goals can be segregated to three ways, okay? Short-term goals, medium-term, and long-term goals. By short-term goals, I mean any goal that is less than 3 years could be a short-term goal. I mean 5 to 7 year or 10 year perhaps is a mid-term goal that you're looking at. Any goal that is 10, 15 year above and more are long-term goals. Okay. Use, say, a good equity fund to actually chase long-term goals. Okay. And a mid-term goal could be through a balance of fund, and a fixed deposit or a bond fund could actually fund your short-term goals. Now, these are ways of actually looking at it. Most common mistake that people do is people at a young age try to do not factor retirement as a goal. One of the common mistake that we do. And there is a very interesting study that comes across. I'll come to that later. So now, answering her question is, if you have a goal, segregate them in baskets. You may want to buy a car in the coming 3 years. That should be a short-term goal.
Right.
Now, suppose if you have kids who could get educated in the 5-7 years, that could be a mid-term goal. Your retirement is a long-term goal. Buying a house in 5 year time could be a mid-term goals. You segregate goals, and saving for your goals adds direction to your money. Okay, it helps you to actually achieve. Right. Bigger goals, try to keep at a longer distance. You'll be surprised how power of compounding works and helps you to achieve that.
All right. So, Mr. Rungta, would you like to dwell a little bit upon how diversified should your portfolio be? What are the essential investment vehicles that one should have, and how do you really identify a good investment vehicle?
So I think the first step to meeting your goals is to recognize which one of them are more important. Typically, the way the human mind thinks, it's very difficult to think beyond the horizon. And for younger people especially, retirement appears in another life, literally, right? Young people don't retire. Only old people retire, right? The point is, most people would end up saving for or investing for their short-term goal at the expense of their long-term goal. Typically, if resources are limited, then you have to make sure that you distribute your investable surplus in a manner that meets your long-term goal as well as meets your short-term goal. In fact, in short-term goal, there are quite a few what I would call recurring goals, and typically a vacation or a car is actually an expenditure. It can't really be a goal, because once you're not going to take that vacation only once. You're not going to buy that car only once. So maybe you are the kind who's going to buy that car over every 5 years, or maybe every 7 years, or maybe 3 years. That depends on you. Maybe that very expensive vacation you will take once every 5 years or 7 years. That, I think, should come out of your running income. I mean, you just put aside a small little money that should pay for that. That's not really a goal. It's a deferred expenditure. I think recognizing that is important. That will allow you, and first put aside for long term, whether it is retirement, whether it is for your children's education, if that is long term for any of you. When you put that aside, you will realize how much money you have left over for your short term goals, and you may have to readjust. Maybe instead of buying a expensive car, you may buy a smaller car. Maybe instead of going for a vacation that's 30 days overseas, you might decide to go for a 15 days vacation. But now at least when you go for that 15-day vacation, you don't feel guilty because you're not stealing from the future. I think that is the art of planning. The art of planning helps you enjoy your money. And the way that you enjoy your money is making sure that your long term is taken care of while you are enjoying the short term.
All right, lots of interesting thoughts and insights from our financial experts here at the Havells India office in Noida. We're going to head into a short break right now, but don't go anywhere, because on the other side, we're going to get to know all about insurance products and how to choose the right one. Stay with us only on CNBC TV 18. Welcome back to Season 4 of NSE Fin Wiz, powered by CNBC TV 18. We're at the Havells India office in Noida today, and our set of financial experts is carrying out a financial planning and wealth management workshop here for the employees. In this particular segment, we are going to be talking about insurance and how to choose the right insurance product. So, experts, first of all, there are a lot of insurance products out there. There's life insurance and all kinds of policies that one can go for. There's medical insurance. How does one really choose what insurance product one should have? And with respect to goals and insurance, how do you really club the two?
Okay. See, basically, there are only two types of insurance that you should have in your portfolio. Okay. One is the medical insurance. Okay. And have tons and tons of it if you can. Okay. Because as Harsh said, in fact, inflation is going to, the medical inflation is fairly high, and that cost of hospitalization is increasing day by day. So a good medical insurance, now even if you have a company provided one, please have a good medical insurance.
Okay, so let me get a show of hands here. How many of you have medical insurance?
Other than the company one. Fantastic, very good.
That's really good.
Okay, so you can create a combination where you pay only a low premium, take tax rebate under 80D, and get a high coverage. For example, myself, I have a cover of 25 lakh. I'm not young, I'm 44, family of 4, and I pay only 21,000 rupees premium. That's great. Second insurance is buying an online term insurance premium. Online term insurance premium helps you to get a good cover and pay a least amount of premium. The worst thing that you can do is buy any other investment related insurance product. It's like drinking and driving. They don't mix well. Okay. Now, when it comes to term insurance, typically this is advisable to people who have goals, liabilities. If you're married, you have got families, please by all means have it. Okay. And extend it till about 70, 75 now, because people tend to work for a longer term horizon. And people are marrying late. At times your responsibilities are not over even when you retire. Okay. So it makes sense to do that.
You know, there are two very simple tests to find out whether an insurance policy is good or not. Okay, in any insurance policy where you hope to God that you are never going to get anything back, that is a great insurance policy. That's one. Okay, that's rule number 1. Whenever in doubt, use this rule. Rule number 2, which is not exactly 100%, is if somebody is pushing a insurance policy down your throat, okay, it's probably not a good policy at all. Because in a true insurance, the amount of commissions that anybody gets, insurance tends to be hugely missold in India, right? And if nobody is making commissions, the online term insurance that Tanveer spoke about, or any policies that you buy directly from the insurance companies, there is nobody who's making any money. So it isn't going to be pushed down your throat, which means you have to go and do your medicals yourself. No agent is pushing you. Why is agent pushing you? Because he makes a commission. That's why so agents have a very vital role. It's not that they don't have a vital role. Unfortunately, the kind of policies that most of them sell are not probably good.
All right. So let me get an audience question in. This one is from Gaurav Taksali, Senior General Manager IT. He asks, what is the difference between private insurance and government-supported insurance, a plan like LIC or any other nationalized insurance? Which one should one go for?
I don't differentiate between government and private sector because they are all governed by IRDA regulations. Okay, and to qualify for insurance license, a very strict regulation is there. Secondly, when you're buying an online term insurance policy, look for two very important clauses, which is called a claim settlement ratio. Out of the claims given, how much they are settling. Second is your claim settlement time period. Okay, these two filters should be there. Now, very simple thumb rule when buying term insurance: please be honest and disclose everything, even if you have a problem, and get a medical test done. In the first 2 years of term insurance, there will be a lot of scrutiny. Okay, suicide is not covered also. But after 2 years, if God forbid something happens, no insurance company can ever reject your claim.
All right. Okay, so that brings us to the next question, which is from V.S. Gunjan, GM of Marketing here at Havells India. And he asks, how important is life cover of self and family, and how much to invest in insurance?
Insurance is an expenditure, right? Just like your car insurance is an expenditure, your life insurance has to be an expenditure. Your medical insurance has to be an expenditure. Critical illness has to be an expenditure. These are expenditure. This is not part of, it's part of the 80%. Okay? Except the only difference is that this comes even before the first 20%. You first do insurance, then do investments. So I think insurance comes first, the 20% investment comes second, and after that spend if any money is left.
All right. So we're going to head into another short break at this point, but on the other side of the break, we're going to be answering all the questions that the employees of Havells India have here at their Noida headquarters. Stay with us on NSE Fin Wiz, only on CNBC TV 18. Welcome back to NSE Fin Wiz, powered by CNBC TV 18. We are at the Havells India headquarters in Noida. And in this final segment of our show today, our financial experts are going to be answering questions that the employees have here. So if any of you have questions for our set of experts, yes, we already have some hands up. Please wait for the mic to reach you.
This is regarding retirement plans. There are already some plans in the portfolio of an individual like me. So beyond those plans, you're recommending the equity-linked mutual funds as the best investment option. But if somebody has real estate as already as an investment option and various plans already fixed up, so are you saying that the remaining whatever money you want to put in for retirement plans is only exclusively for mutual fund, equity-linked mutual funds? Is that what you're recommending?
Okay. See, if you have real estate, you can't do much about it. You're owning it. The retirement plans, the insurance plan that you have, I would suggest that you get them evaluated with a good advisor. Okay, because there's no point chasing. If with that retirement plan, you will have to pay a premium every year. There's no point good money chasing bad money. Okay, so what has happened? You get this plan evaluated, and based on the evaluation, a good advisor will be able to tell you whether you should continue, or you should surrender, or you should get it paid up. There are three options. Whatever is best in that interest. And he should be giving you a rationale why he is saying this. Okay. Post that, if you want to really work on the retirement plan, then equity mutual fund works well if your time horizon is more than 10 years. If it's less than 10 years and you're say 5 years away from retirement, then I would suggest a balanced fund to fund that you have. So it's not the product in itself, it's where your goals, how long your goals is, so the product has to be suited to that particular goal.
My question is related to insurance. See, normally it tends to happen like the only earning member in a family is insured because the livelihood of all the other members are dependent on him. So in that case, so how relevant is this like insurance of wife or kids are there? Should we go for it or?
As long as it's term insurance, which nobody is going to actually market to you, right? A term insurance even for a non-earning spouse is fine, small. Okay, it is just to reimburse, it is to take care of the costs that invariably arise, the financial costs, because that's the only thing that can be insured. Emotional costs, social costs can't be insured, but the financial costs you can insure.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. That was a very insightful session. And thank you, audience at Havells India. It's been a pleasure interacting with all of you. With that, it's a wrap on this episode of NSE Fin Wiz, powered by CNBC TV 18. Hope those insightful tips help you manage and grow your money better. Until next time, it's goodbye.
The experience of today's event was really good. We were just expecting just by the name that it's something to do with the investment and the equities and everything. So it's going to be like really financial and really technical. But the experts and all, they kept it very simple, to the point, and very knowledgeable.
The experience was very amazing, very out of the world actually. So I'll say I have learned very good things and I'm taking back few more clarities from this event.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.